In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 MLB games happening on July 28, 2022. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets. As we provide these videos on a daily basis, I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 MLB games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive betting picks to take your sports betting journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer anywhere from 1 betting pick a day up to 10 betting picks a day and much more. Now let's get started. Detroit Tigers versus Toronto Blue Jays. The Detroit Tigers head north of the border for a clash with the Toronto Blue Jays as the squads kick off a 4-game set. It has not been a good year for the Tigers, who come into Thursday's action in 4th place, 12.5 games back of division-leading Minnesota. The red-hot Blue Jays were cooled off by Adam Wainwright and the Cardinals on Wednesday and will be looking to bounce back here. They are currently in 2nd place, but a whopping 12 games back of the Yankees. They remain in firm position within the American League wildcard race. Tyler Alexander gets the ball for the Tigers while the Jays counter with Yusei Kikuchi. The Tigers won in walk-off fashion on Wednesday afternoon against the Padres and will look to carry that momentum into their next series against the Blue Jays. Detroit has struggled offensively this season, but they should have a favorable matchup in this game against Yusei Kikuchi. Kikuchi has a 3-5 record this season for Toronto to go along with a 5.12 ERI. He also ranks in the bottom 1% of pitchers in average exit velocity, hard hit percentage, and barrel percentage, so he has some of the weakest metrics in the league among qualified starters. Therefore, Detroit's lineup should be able to do some damage against Kikuchi and the Toronto bullpen that ranks in the bottom half of the league in ERI and FIP. Unlike Kikuchi, Tigers starter Tyler Alexander ranks in the top half of the league in average exit velocity and hard hit percentage, so he's been able to limit hard contact while posting a 4.05 ERI. He's only made 1 start this season where he threw more than 3 innings, so look for Detroit to rely heavily on their bullpen, which ranks top 5 in both ERI and FIP. The Tigers' edge on the mound should overshadow their inconsistency at the plate and allow them to do just enough. At these odds, it's worth siding with Detroit against Toronto, so the Detroit Tigers money line is our full game side pick. These offenses are on opposite ends of the spectrum, with Toronto ranking inside the top 3 in runs scored and Detroit ranked at the bottom. The Blue Jays have been scorching hot of late, averaging over 9 runs per game in their last 8. This coincides with a rough run for Tiger pitching, which has yielded 6 runs per game over their last 5 contests. Detroit's done notably better against lefties this season, and Yusei Kikuchi is making his return from the injury list here. And whether or not the injury had anything to do with it, but Kikuchi was not very good up to this point in the season. On the other side, Tyler Alexander isn't a terrible arm, but he has a tall task in going up against a Blue Jays lineup that was stifled in Wednesday's matchup in St. Louis, and one that's not usually held down for very long. Plus, the over is 5-2 in the Jays' last 7 and 7-1 in Detroit's last 9. Expect to see some runs here. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. Cleveland Guardians versus Boston Red Sox. After eking out a nail-biter, the Cleveland Guardians will try to close the curtains on the Boston Red Sox by handing them a 3rd straight loss on Thursday evening. They were able to outlast Boston in a firefight on Wednesday, but they could find even tougher resistance against a Red Sox team desperately hoping to even up the series. Tristan McKenzie is slated to start on the mound for Cleveland opposite of Boston's Cutter Crawford. Cleveland is 4-1 in their last 5 Thursday games and 5-10 in their last 15 road games. The under is 4-0 in Cleveland's last 4 Thursday games. Boston is 8-2 in their last 10 games against the American League Central and 1-5 in their last 6 home games. The over is 8-2 in Boston's last 10 games. The over is 10-3-2 in these 2 teams' last 15 head-to-head meetings in Boston. The Guardians have won 6 of their last 8 games. They are playing well offensively, scoring 11 runs in their last 3 road games. Expect them to continue playing well because they have hit the ball well against right-handers, and Crawford has struggled on the mound in recent starts, giving up 6 runs in his last 2 starts. He gave up 5 runs in his lone start against the Guardians and will have a hard time keeping their offense in check. The Red Sox have lost 6 of their last 7 games and 4 of their last 5 home games. Even though they played well offensively in recent games, expect them to struggle in this game because McKenzie has been great on the mound for the Guardians. giving up 1 run in his last 4 starts. He gave up 1 run in his last 2 road starts and will keep Boston's offense in check. Plus, the Boston Red Sox continue to find ways to lose, and it's getting quite concerning. Tristan McKenzie has been on a roll this month, allowing 13 hits and 1 run in his last 26.2 innings. Cutter Crawford has also had a great month, allowing 17 hits and 7 runs in his last 22.1 innings. But that hasn't stopped him from having an ERI well over 4, so the Cleveland Guardians money line is our full game side pick. The Guardians are averaging 4.4 runs per game and 4.54 runs per game on the road. They averaged 4 runs per game in their last 3 games against the Red Sox, with Boston giving up 5.23 runs per game at home. The Guardians will go over their average in this game. The Red Sox are averaging 4.55 runs per game and 4.63 runs per game at home. They averaged 4.67 runs per game in their last 3 games against the Guardians. The Guardians and Red Sox played over the total in 2 of their last 3 meetings, with Cleveland giving up 4.38 runs per game on the road. The Red Sox will score enough runs to push the score past the total. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. Seattle Mariners versus Houston Astros. The Seattle Mariners are on the road Thursday to play the first of 4 games at Minute Maid Park in the Lone Star State against the Houston Astros. Seattle won its 2nd straight after defeating the Texas Rangers 5-4 on Tuesday night. Seattle entered the bottom of the 9th inning trailing 4-3, but Cal Raleigh doubled to score 1 run, and 2 batters later Carlos Santana lofted a sacrifice fly to center to score Raleigh and give Seattle the walk-off win. Seattle is 53-45 and 2nd in the American League West, trailing the front-running Houston Astros by 11 games. Seattle has 2 pitchers on its injury list as well as position players Mitch Haniger, Tom Murphy, Tyler Trammell, and Evan White. Houston lost its 2nd straight when falling to the Oakland Athletics 5-3 on Tuesday. The Astros have lost 2 straight to Oakland, which comes following a 5-game winning streak for Houston. Nevertheless, the Astros hold a comfortable 11-game lead at the top of the American League West over Seattle with a record of 64-34. Houston has 4 pitchers on its injury list as well as position players Michael Brantley and Jason Castro. The Mariners are 4-0 in their last 4 Thursday games and 6-1 in their last 7 in Game 1 of a series. Seattle is 24-6 in their last 30 overall. Meanwhile, the Astros are 53-23 in their last 76 overall and 36-16 in their last 52 Thursday games. Houston is 27-12 in their last 39 versus the American League West. The Seattle Mariners start a 4-game division series against the Houston Astros on Thursday night. These teams just played last weekend in Seattle, where the Astros took all 3 games. However, after the sweep, the Astros proceeded south to Oakland and lost all 3 games to the Athletics. On the opposite side, the Mariners picked themselves up after the sweep and swept their other division rivals, the Rangers. Projected starters are right-hander Logan Gilbert for the Mariners against right-hander Jose Urquidy for the Astros. Gilbert has been amazing all season, going 10-4 in 20 starts with a 2.77 ERI and a WHIP of 1.15. Gilbert's last start was against the Astros, where he deserved a better outcome as he took the loss when only allowing 2 earned runs on 5 hits in 6 innings. Urquidy has been steady, going 9-4 in 18 starts with a 3.93 ERI and a WHIP of 1.23. His last start was also last weekend against the Mariners. He got the win in that game as he allowed 1 earned run on 4 hits in 6 innings. Offensively, the Mariners have the edge as they rank around the top 10 in team average, OBP, and OPS in the last 15 days, while the Astros rank in the bottom 10 in those same categories and time frame. Gilbert has just 3 earned in his last 2 starts combined over 11 innings on 9 hits and 1 walk. He's just 0-1 in that time, though. As for Urquidy, he's got 7 earned over his last 20.1 innings combined. Urquidy is coming off a win over Seattle on July 22nd as well. This one may very well come down to the wire, but I believe that Seattle has a good shot at a W. Look for Gilbert to get his revenge from last week. So the Seattle Mariners money line is our full game side pick. The total has finished under in 9 of the 15 games played between the Mariners and Astros this season. Both Seattle and Houston are excellent on the mound as Seattle has the 5th best team ERI and Houston has the 2nd best. The total has finished under in 5 of Seattle's last 7 overall and in 7 of Houston's last 10 overall. Overall this season, the total has finished under 62.1% of Houston's games, which is the highest in baseball. Logan Gilbert has been strong this season, sitting with an ERI of 2.77. Urquidy has also been strong, and in his last start he gave up only 1 run. Look for both of these pitchers to lock down, and especially the Astros bats are going to struggle here. Even though both teams rank in the top half of the league in runs scored over the last 15 days, this game is shaping up to be a pitcher's duel. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.